Greg, tell me about Greg's Law. I've heard it in so many situations.
Greg's Law is, in a nutshell, it's my philosophy about business planning for someone who is in the beginning stages of starting a business. And so I approached them with this concept that you can do this, but you need to have some kind of gut check to make sure that it can bring you into reality and bring your dreams alive. And so I approach it as by telling someone, you know, for some time now, you've been kicking around a great idea for starting your own business. This idea is going to provide the basis for convincing your target customers that you've got the product or service that they need. And that business is going to be the result of your dreams, your planning, and your hard work. So how are you going to make sure that your dreams are not going to become nightmares? How are you going to make sure that your plans won't be ill-advised and your hard work won't be rewarding? So there are 3 questions that you need to ask yourself before you go into business. And these questions are designed to provide a distinguishing view of your business's opportunities for success as opposed to its chances for failure. You got to ask these questions in specific order, and the answer to each question has to be yes before you can go to the next question. So the questions are, number 1, do I really want to do this? Number 2, can I do it? And number 3, can I make a living at it? I believe that if you're not enthusiastic about your selected enterprise, it's going to have a negative impact on the way that you conduct business. I also believe that no matter how much you love your chosen field, if you're not physically and mentally well suited to it, you're limiting your ability to succeed. And even though you may be excited about your business and you might be uniquely capable of handling the particular demands of that business, if it's not a profitable enterprise, you cannot sustain. And that's why planning is the key to your success. That's Greg's Law.
That is fantastic, because that's a very simple litmus test before you commit lots of resources to a business, and that you found over the years is a good evidence that if all of these are present, there's a higher probability, no guarantee, a higher probability of success.
Well, I talked about, your opportunities for success and your chances for failure.
Yeah.
And although they sound like pretty much the same thing, they're completely different. When you're given an opportunity to succeed, somebody is providing you with some sort of backup information or input that's going to give you a heads up or a leg up on the competition. When you're being given a chance to fail, they just tell you, go on out there and wing it. And so it's very important that you utilize any resources that are at hand for you. And the Small Business Center is designed to be just that.
Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about next. Is one of the greatest resources we have in North Carolina is the Small Business Center. And there's training that I get to be part of and have been involved in since 2006. Then there's one-on-one counseling or consulting, whichever you like to call it, with the directors like you. And not only you're there to help, but you're networking in your own community. So if they're in that area, you're building contacts with chambers and other people. So you might go, these are some other resources to look in that have. Plus, let's talk about all the other directors you can get on the phone or send a message to say, hey, I've never done a hot dog stand. Anyone out there done something like this?
And that happens almost every day. I mean, you think about it, you don't know who's going to walk into your door or call on your phone or send you an email. You don't know how that person's mind works. You don't know what kind of education they have, what kind of experience they have, how their mind works. Some people think in terms of 2 + 2 = 4. Some people think 2 × 2 is 4. Some think 2 squared is 4. I mean, they're thinking the same thing, but they're thinking it in a different way. And business, the field of business is full of people who think differently. That's why people who speak different languages or come from different cultures can conduct business, because the idea is not that you get from somebody. The idea is that everybody benefits, and you can come back and create that community and sustain that community by continued business transactions. Small businesses are especially vulnerable to the lack of communication, because many people who are seeking to start a small business feel isolated. They're afraid people will steal their ideas. They don't have confidence, and they're not sure what the basics of starting a business are. And the Small Business Center Network is designed to put somebody within 100 miles or within an hour's drive or within a phone call or an email of you, to provide you with the kind of support you need to help you decide whether or not starting this business is really for you.
And now, of course, the next question they're going to have is, what does it cost? Because that's a lot of value. I mean, I'm in Raleigh. That's thousands of dollars of consulting that you just mentioned. And I do it well. I'm not cheap. So, let's talk about the cost.
Well, we're not cheap either. The Small Business Center Network is not cheap. But what we do is provide our services at no charge. But we provide true value. If you live in the state of North Carolina, if you live in one of the 100 counties of North Carolina, you have a small business center that serves your county. And there is no charge for their confidential services. You pay taxes to the state of North Carolina, and the Small Business Center Network, through the Lenore Community and the Lenore Community College system, we are funded through the state of North Carolina. And so when they do the state budget, they allocate a bit of it for higher education, the university system, the 16 colleges and universities, and then they break off another pool of money for the 58 community colleges. You pretty much paid for us in advance by paying your taxes. And then you will pay some more when your business is successful and you profit and you pay taxes on your revenues.
Yes, the state does have a benefit of you succeeding as a business here.
It really does.
They make more revenue.
That's why there are so many resources available to you. And if you go to the Secretary of State's website, you will see they are doing everything they can to provide you with resources to help you succeed. And that's what we are all about, the Small Business Network.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the piece is sign up for the Small Business Center resources, find out in your area. I'll put the links below. I'll also put your links because you're in a specific area you cover. And then I say, run, don't walk, and sign up and get into the queue, because you have limited amount of time. So you can only have so many time spots where you can offer these consulting services. So get it on the calendar and commit when you're ready to go. If you're just, doodling around and you don't really have any commitment, then keep doing that and see how that works out for you, But if you're ready to commit and truly get measurable results, and you want someone in your corner that you can trust, that's confidential and working side by side with you to give counsel, to keep you on track, that's what the Small Business Center has to offer. And if you don't use it, somebody else is going to use your tax dollars in this service, right?
That's absolutely right. And you just went to that first question of Greg's Law. Do I really want to do this? Am I willing to commit to it? Yeah. And that's something you ask yourself every day when you first wake up. If you wake up and go like, I don't feel like, oh, wait, I'm the boss. Something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong, and you need to go back and check yourself. Or if you just don't like dealing with people, but the business requires you to do one-on-one with people, you need to think about, well, maybe I might need to do something else. Or there are options, like maybe I need to hire somebody for my business who is good at this.
Right.
So there are
Right.
different ways to do things. You know, if I own a casino, I'm not going to go in and make up the beds. I'm not going to deal the cards.
Right.
You know, I'm going to hire somebody else to do that. So you don't always have to run a business hands-on, but you have to run a business with your mind on it.
Yeah, excellent. And the last thing I'll just bring up is let people know that you're held accountable, like all the directors, on producing measurable results. Each time we're at that time period in the year when this was recorded, they have to do an annual report. They have to show how many jobs did they help start, how many jobs made so much they could hire new people, and other indicators. So this is an amazing thing where the indicators or the KPIs that the Small Business Center directors are held accountable is your success as well. So your job is to participate, execute, and stay in communication with that Small Business Center. Otherwise, you're taking away those resources from someone who is committed to succeeding in this state.
Well, you know, like they say, if you don't use it, you might lose it.
Yeah.
My mother used to say, you don't know how you look till you get your picture took. So if you have an idea, let's get it up. Let's draw up a picture and see how it looks.
Yeah, that sounds great. How can they reach you, and what area do you cover?
The Lenoir Community College Small Business Center covers the counties of Lenoir, Greene, and Jones. I can personally be reached at the 252-522-8021. Mm-hmm. My email address is gjhannibal, HANNIBAL 18 at LenoirCC, LENOIRCC.edu. Or you can check the Lenoir Community College website, go to the menu, look for Small Business Center, and my webpage will pop up. And I've also got a presence on the website of the Small Business Center Network.
Excellent. And I'll put all those links below as well for people.
Oh, thank you so much.
Greg, it's always a joy to team up with you. I love teaching your people and working in that community. And thanks for this moment, because this is something you brought up several times when you were around me. And every time when they go around, what'd you get out of the class? One of the things I'll say is this point. That's why I wanted to capture it on video.
Well, I wanted it to be something that people would remember. And also, you know, sometimes we take ourselves way too seriously. So I wanted there to be a little bit of humor in it. So people remember it for a long time, I find. And that's pleasurable to me.
Yeah.
Because, the true measure of success is not what the worth of what you take away. It's the true measure of success is in the value of what you leave behind.
Yeah. What a great quote. Excellent, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Martin.